Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. This is our Beast Tamer Bard build, episode 28. And we just fought a bunch of demons in a... I don't know what's going on here. It was a thing. Nice. This was a portrait of Galfrey Mendev, ruler of the kingdom and founder of all crusades into the world. The Cambion Wizard, Blood Vial, and a Masterwork Scimitar. A Schemator. Alright, before we get too involved in other things, let's go over here.
All right.
The intricate pattern on the harp depict the stars, the moon, and butterflies, the hallmarks of the goddess Desna. Nice. Is Dayron Desnan, or is Arunca Desnan? Or are neither Desnan? Could be. Let's talk.
Greetings, valiant stranger who has just burst into my life. I am the master of this house, Count Dayron Kale, myriad mellifluous monikers Arunde. No need to introduce yourself. I find remembering insignificant details, such as the name of passing acquaintances, such a bore.
Oh my god. Dear Lord.
Wow. Bona fide blue bloods and unparalleled aristocracy.
Wow.
All this makes me itch to do something really crass. Ooh, like blow my nose on the curtains.
Right?
What are you waiting for, my squamous squire? The curtains in this room are velvet, but we have some excellent silk ones with gold thread elsewhere in the house. Take your pick. My soft furnishings are yours to do with as you wish. I'm quite sick of the place, truly. I shall either sell it, or burn it to the ground and build a new mansion in its place.
Oh, it is so hard to not instantly hate this man.
Now that we've finished with the niceties, tell me this. How did all those thrice-damned demons end up at my soiree?
Canabras lies in ruins. Daskari killed Terendelev, the Wardstone has been captured, and you're asking me why demons gate-crashed your party?
Canabras in ruins. Daskari. Well, and I was already lamenting the lack of excitement at my little banquet. Although it must have been tolerable enough if we didn't get notice of a great hulking demon attacking a dragon just outside the window.
Right?
It seems as though Daskari's occasion was altogether more of a crush than mine, if you will pardon the pun.
The Count casts a look at the curtained window and the light from the city's fires flickering between the gaps in the fabric. Should I know about you, Count, apart from the fact that you're highborn and very rich?
As a child, I had my very own pony, but I always dreamed of having a lamb. I was never allowed one. Sheep were seen as peasant animals, utterly unsuitable for the scion of a noble line. The trauma haunts me to this day. I think of it every time I have roast lamb for dinner.
I hate this man. I hate him, but I also love him. I love to hate him.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Oh, Ember,
Such a
don't do
sad
that.
Story.
Stop that.
I had not even the slightest intention of upsetting such a lovely child.
I'm not lovely. Some people have even called me a scarecrow before.
That's patently absurd. Why, you can't possibly be a scarecrow with a crow following you around.
Okay. Yeah, I like him. Damn it, I hate it.
Sorry if I failed to sate your curiosity. I loathe talking about myself to people I don't know, even more to those I do know. The only thing worth knowing, aside from the fact that I am highborn and filthy rich, is that I dislike Puritans and demons in equal measure. Well, perhaps demons a tad more.
Just a tad. You don't seem very concerned about the city's fate.
I have no friends here whose untimely demise I would care to mourn.
There's a whole bunch of people in this room.
Is how easily all this happened. I don't care for the thought that demons could come calling at my door at any moment. And just think, everyone had so much faith in the ward stones gifted by Iomede's herald, and in the might of our tamed dragon. As if there had been no Dresden or a dozen other routes where the demons overcame every defense.
That's very fair. The Count falls silent and rubs his brow, looking fatigued.
The Orendes are one of the most ancient and noble families in Mendiv. They are related by blood to Queen Galfrey herself. The Count is the last remaining member of his dynasty. The rest all perished around 10 years ago. In the tragedy at the family seat, Heaven's Edge, the demons got past the defenses and massacred everyone inside.
Oof. I thank you for providing your friend with that helpful summary, my lady. I believe I've seen you before, with that hilarious buffoon Horgus Gwyrm. I sincerely hope you are not engaged in any kind of sordid arrangement with him. The thought of something so splendid in proximity to something so grotesque makes me feel quite ill. You deserve a better fate than that. No.
I hate him, but I love him. My goodness. I love the snark. I love the voice. I love to... He just personifies. He is hitting on all cylinders for the... My god, I hate this noble piece of shit.
Your civility
But
knows
actually,
no
he's
bounds,
very
Count.
civil.
I most assuredly do not have any arrangement with Master Gwyrm.
As Camellia speaks, hints of carefully suppressed irritation slip into her voice. Yeah, I expect a little gratitude for saving you.
Of course, where are my manners? There. You can also poke about the house and claim whatever takes your fancy. Though I imagine some of you already had that in mind.
The Count briefly inspects his hand, then selects the ring with the largest gemstone, removes it, and tosses it to you. Erende family ring.
I'm feeling very attacked right now.
You should, Woljif, you should. Okay, you can go to the Defender's Heart. It's under the protection of Irabeth Tirabade and the Eagle Watch.
I thank you for the invitation, but I am not quite as desperate as I may seem. At times, it is better to be surrounded by the repugnant mugs of demons than the sour and dour physiognomies of Iomede's righteous paladins.
Oh, really?
What about my physiognomy? Sour enough for his lordship? Don't worry, another few minutes with the dazzling Count here, and it'll sour like week-old milk.
Sela raises her sword with a flourish and uses its smooth surface as a mirror.
What's this? An attractive paladin with a sense of humor? You're a veritable walking scandal.
I mean, Sela is very unpaladin-like.
Either way, my mansion is now safe. I have a pair of half-decent guards. I just need to drag them out of the storeroom and bring them to their senses. I ordered them to drink a love potion, you see? For reasons which seemed extremely witty at the time and in the state of inebriation I then found myself in. They can guard the house while the valorous paladins beat back the demon assault. They will beat them back, yes?
Question mark.
As regards myself, I feel like stretching my legs. I know rudimentary divine spells, I am no friend to demons, and I elevate any society that I deign to grace with my presence. I shall accompany you, only for a short time, of course. I have no desire to remain at the vanguard for a protracted period. What say you, my ephemeral but highly diverting acquaintance? After all, Lord Descari spoiled my party. I now burn with the desire to spoil his.
I love this man. I hate him and love him. It is very conflicting. Thoughts?
I don't like this guy much at all. Not even because of his personality, but just... I sense something dark about him.
Oh yeah, he's bad. He's definitely bad.
I guess thumping him one next time he comes out with more aristocratic witterings is not allowed? All the more reason to take him with us. If we don't kill him, the demons surely will.
Nice, Lan.
He has all these friends at his party, and he still looks so lonely. We can take him with us. Maybe it'll make him feel better?
Ember, you're so good. Oh, like an arrow in the heart.
Don't ask me. Having him tag along would be like going for a nighttime stroll through the back alleys with a diamond tiara on your head. Even I don't like that kind of attention.
The Count's presence can only benefit us. I think we should say yes.
He doesn't look like a whiner, and he can hold his own, so he won't be dead weight.
Deal.
Capital. Good acquaintances that begin and end at just the right moment often leave the most pleasant memories. Wouldn't you say?
My god, this man. Oof. Woljif, my boy, you're looking owied. I guess I'm gonna toss Ember. I love Ember. I don't want to leave Ember, but I do want to pull in Dayron and see what's up. Okay. What
Smile. The world
does he have?
Just yet.
He has an amulet of natural armor. And a light crossbow. So he has nothing. He has 20 charisma. My god, he is just dripping and oozing with it. He is an oracle. Interesting. Level 3. What abilities does he have? Feats. He has selective channeling and extra channeling. Interesting. Okay, let's get him a level, shall we? Does he not have a subclass? He's just a straight regular oracle. Oof. I'm not sure on this particular scenario. I would say we could go for Constitution to get the bonus HP. I don't really know how Oracle plays. Truth be told, I don't know if it's a yeah, bards, paladins, blood ragers, oracles, scalds, and sorcerers gain a number of bonus spells based on their charisma scores. Gotcha. Fair. I would still say we could go for HP, either HP or dexterity. I don't really know what his scenario is. So oracles, he's got selective channeling, extra channeling, emissary, atheism, used touched. When you cast a spell that cures the target of hit point damage, you do not provoke attacks of opportunity for spellcasting. That's really neat. Oracle proficiencies. Life. When an oracle with the life mystery adds lore nature, an oracle with the life mystery adds lore nature to her list of class skills. So, you get remove sickness, restoration lesser, neutralize poison, restoration. So we just got restoration. No. Those are levels of spells, not. Gotcha. Okay. So, second level, we get lesser restoration. Heal, mass heal, greater restoration, heroic invocation is amazing. Mystery. Cure spells. Spells gained by oracles as they gain levels. Oracles also add all the cure spells to their list. Oh, just automatically. That's nice. Sweet. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's just go with Constitution for now. Additional HP is never a bad thing. He has just as much persuasion as we do. He has 3 points. +2, +2. Definitely want world. He's basically a me. Good to know in the future. Fine. Alright, what spells does he have? We already know he has all of the cure spells automatically. And he gets 2nd level spells now. So, align weapon is pretty good. Resist energy is pretty good. Protection from alignment communals, pretty okay. What's effortless armor? Armor you wear no longer reduces your speed. Full strength is good. Blessing of luck and resolve. Okay. Cool. This arrow of law thing. Actually relatively interested in, like, a line weapon. Yeah, fuck it, let's take a line weapon. I know that's pretty useful. We could buff someone like Woljif or something like that to make it to where they can smack the shit out of people, basically. Or overcome damage reduction and stuff. So, cool. Wait. Is he level 5? Whoa, how's he level 5? We're not level 5, are we? I don't have a fucking clue what we go with him. Point blank shot. I think that makes sense, right? Sense. He gets a level 1 spell. I would say we do something like... I think anything here is going to really matter. We'll take remove fear. Fear's good. And then... something like communal protection. Interesting. Why? Oh, no, we are 5th level. That's my bad. I was sitting here thinking we were 4th level, but no, we are 5th level. How very interesting.
Ugh, the waiting's never fun.
Oh my god, he has so much healing. Wow. pretty good. Can we... Ooh, who has the best... Is it a religion check? I do believe it is a religion check. To do...
I welcome your company.
I will help where I can.
To do treat affliction? Yeah. Let's try to treat affliction here. Nice, dispelled the gray pox. Cool. Let's try it for Woljif. Nice, successful both times. Hell yeah. Rolled a 20 on that one. Damn. Nice. We can remove that with lesser restoration.
Rules are made to be broken.
We don't have lesser restoration now because we have to rest first. All right, cool, sweet. What about this? Negative levels needs higher than just restoration. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Let's talk to Aranka, shall we? Thank you, stranger. The girl does not look the least bit scared. Her cheeks are flushed and her blue eyes are glittering, for saving us from the demons and for your timely entrance. I swear I don't know who has enraged me more today, the demons or the oh-so-affable master of this house. Panting a little, the young woman looks at you and smiles. Demons aren't the best audience, wouldn't you agree? Performing for them can be pretty unpleasant, but I guess I was at my best today. Ilkest. I almost want to hit her with this since I'm a bard. I detect a professional challenge in your words. The performance I gave the demons was pretty good too, admit it. What should two bards do when they meet amidst the ruins in the aftermath of a demonic attack? Of course, they find out who is more talented and whose songs more inspiring. After all, why not? Let's have a challenge. Come on, join in. The girl starts singing, of course. Bard off! Composing verses that are simple, even slightly awkward, but as she sings, her voice imbues them with an undeniable charm. O day of hardship, your frigid embrace is warmed with song and lifted from this place. We'll go diplomacy. I like being diplomatic. Sing to the tune of a love ballad. O precious heart, you quiver with hope and jubilation. From death I have delivered this wonderful creation. Nice. The young woman claps her hands. Wonderful, that's it. You've outmatched me, I admit it. As an honest bard, I owe you some reward for winning this little contest. You know what? Here, take my ring. I was going to order another anyway to match my new dresses. The lines about delivering the wonderful creation from death were about me, of course. Don't even try to deny it. We got a ring of bardic resourcefulness. I'm very interested. Yes, tell me about yourself. I'm a bard. What else? I only arrived in Canabras recently. I'm touring the whole of Mendev and far beyond its borders to perform for my devoted fans. What can you tell me about the master of the house? About the Count? The girl's voice drops to a whisper. I wanted to smash a jug over his head about 5 times today already. He just brings that feeling out in people. It's one of his many talents. Other than that, well, you've probably already heard about the Arendelle family. All I can say is that the Count's servants flee this place like rats from a sinking ship. No one ever stays here long, even though he pays them extravagantly. I even heard one servant complain that he always feels uneasy in the Count's home, like someone is watching him. Unseen eyes staring at the back of his head, even if his back is on the wall, even if he turns around. I don't know if I believe all these tales. Just telling you what I've heard. Yeah, that's the word on the street, too. The tiefling hunches his shoulders. This mansion, the tastiest morsel in the whole city. But all the thieves are afraid to even set foot in the street. Are you deliberately talking as if I'm not here? Excellent. Like any polite host, I shall return the favor and act as if you're not here either. I like him. I like him, but I hate to like him. I'm a friend of Ilkes's. He asked me to find you and protect you. Ilkes. Ilkes is the leader of the Desnan Church. Gotcha. Aranka is one of his 3, well, I guess 2 missing wards, because we found the other one. Well, the other one found us, I guess. The young woman clasps her hands together. Ilkes is alive. He's made a brilliant new friend. It's a shame it had to happen now when the city is under siege by the demons, and those pig-headed inquisitors are pursuing us instead of doing something useful. How did you end up here? Hulrun's hounds found me and Wallflower, and they tried to capture us. I distracted them, then I lost them in the streets before charming my way into this party. Even if the Inquisitors saw where I went, they wouldn't be allowed to pass the door. Hulrun holds no sway among certain members of the aristocracy, so I picked a good place to lie low. That is, until the demon showed up. The girl shivers and wraps her arms around herself. Now that's more like it. So I have inadvertently been harboring a traitor wanted by the Canabras Inquisition. This day wasn't such a waste after all. You know where the third of your group is? Wallflower? No idea. If he knows about the demon attack, he won't just hide away. He'll go out and try to help people. If he doesn't know, well, you have no chance of finding him. He's a pretty skilled mage, but I doubt he'll risk using magic. He'll probably do something the Inquisitors won't expect. Pose as someone, disguise himself. We had a great selection of masquerade costumes in the temple. The girl becomes lost in thought for a moment. I know. I'll tie my shawl around your arm. Wallflower gave it to me. He'll spot it right away and know you're a friend. If I were you, I'd look for him in Canabras's Market Square. I don't know what's left in the Market Square, but okay. Tell me about yourself. I'm Aranka, traveling bard and follower of Desna. Many of my fellow bards are rootless misfits who wander the world, unwilling or unable to live a normal life. For me, that's only partly true. I have a wonderful family, my mother, father, grandmother, and brother. Right now they are far away, and I'm sure they miss me, but they have always supported me in my vocation, and they let me be free to roam. Because they knew that I couldn't be happy while there was so much of the world I hadn't explored, and so many places where people might need my help. Nice. Why did you decide to break into the Wardstone and cast magic on it? You put your lives at risk. Your information could have been a trap set by the demons. But it wasn't a demon trap, Aranka says forcefully. Then her voice softens and her expression turns pensive. You know, living next to the World Wound and seeing the powerlessness of the Crusaders, it's very hard. We've been trying to fight the demons for 100 years now, and we have nothing to show for it. I think that Queen Galfrey and the other leaders think that we can defeat evil if we line up our soldiers in perfect columns and send them marching off with a stirring battle cry. We just need a few more soldiers, a little more discipline. But we've been marching for 100 years, and it's always 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And while the soldiers are marching, people like Hulrun are seizing power behind their backs. His fanaticism and cruelty were forged in the same furnace as the Crusaders' righteousness. We will never defeat the demons if we keep trying to march down this same path. We need to change tack. Challenge our principles, trust our hearts and our friends, not moldering doctrines. We need to listen to any entity that is willing to help us. My friends and I listened, and we trusted. We tried to change something. At least we tried, even though it didn't work out. Alright, that's not quite what she's saying, Lan. Great idea. Marching in straight lines won't work, so let's go attack the demons in a merry band of hopers and dreamers, brimming with enthusiasm and doing just whatever we feel like. When the demons see us coming, they'll die of hysterics and our victory will be complete. Alright, you know that's not what she means, Lan. Naive children, that's what you are. But I admit, your words stir something in my soul. I wouldn't put you in charge of a military campaign, but I'd be proud to fight alongside you. That's what we mean. Can you get somewhere safe on your own? It looks like the Inquisitors aren't busting down the door just yet, and they're not hiding under the bed, so I think I'm safe for now. I'll be fine on my own. I'll go to our temple, to Ilkes. The Inquisitors must have searched there by now. They won't go back a second time. Alright, good luck. May Desna be with you, stranger. Okie dokie. Very cool. What was that ring that she gave us? Ring of Bardic Resourcefulness. If the wearer of this ring has the Bardic Performance ability, it grants them an additional round of its use per day. That's super minor. But, I mean, it's an extra amount. Oh, we've got so many uses of our Bardic ability. What's up here?
This is my kind of work.
Oh, yeah? Cold Iron Masterwork Scimitar. Alchemist Fire. Area Exit. Is that it? Is that really it? Wow. Wow. Arenday Family Ring. A ring engraved with the letters D and A, clearly belonging to Dayren Count Arenday. Scratches and chips can be seen in a few places on the ring's surface. Its owner has evidently not treated this expensive piece of jewelry with particular care. Of course not, he didn't give a shit. Wow. Alright then. Well, that was super interesting. And now we have Dayren. He's a contrary soul. Is that what we're gonna say about him? He's a contrary soul? Yeah, okay. Alright, let's go to Gwyrm's mansion. Why not? We're clearing out Canabras. Failed ritual site. The scars of an explosion mar the ground here. Barely visible magical runes surround the crater, while components of a failed ritual lie scattered nearby. You can procure some reagents for creating consumable items here. We will get that on our way. Go ahead and head to Gwyrm's. Gwyrm's! Gwyrm's! Oty boy. Long, long boy. Horgus Gwyrm.
Here we go.
Oh. Aaron, my friend. There we go. Alright, Horgus. Ah, there you are, at last. You certainly took your time. I thought perhaps you got lost on the way here. Which words. Which mythic path am I gonna go? I am probably going to go Azada. Just because I think it fits with the whole, Bard, Desnan follower, kind of like chaotic, good side of things. Also, though, the idea of having a fairy dragon sounds really fun. And I think the Azada mythic path has an ability where you can give teamwork feats from your main character to all of your allies, including your summons, right? And since I'm going a summoner bard, I'm thinking that would be a pretty cool fit. So probably gonna be Azada. But if something along the way strikes my fancy as just like being, oh, this is really, really cool, then I might switch. You have received the pets, Odie. You have received the pets. I thought perhaps you got lost on the way here. I was already regretting not drawing you a map. Orgus's relief is palpable even through his grousing. It's a tragedy to see one's house in such a sorry state, and I always had a few guards in my service, you know. I hope those blockheads died honorably. They didn't simply flee at the first sign of danger. Fuck you. Orgus turns towards the corridor with a pensive expression on his face. My manor, you see, contains several items that are of great value to me. I wish to retrieve them before they are discovered by my fellow citizens, who in the current chaos seem to have taken to thieving and marauding like ducks to water. So here's what I want you to do. Take a stroll through my house, peek into the rooms, and if you find anyone, kill them on the spot. That'll teach any other opportunists to stay away from Horga Squirm's manor. While I was standing here by the entrance, I could clearly hear the sound of someone rooting around inside. Any possessions of mine you find in there, you can keep. It's all as good as lost to me anyway. When you're sure the house is empty, give me a signal from my study window. Wave a torch around or something like that. You can decide when you get there. This should be good. I'm always up for poking around a fancy manor. I've done many things in my life, but playing the part of an intrepid mercenary rummaging through someone else's tastelessly decorated and poorly planned mansion is a novelty to me. How droll. I deeply regret that you had to participate in this, my dear Count. Come now, I love a good caper, even when the setting offends my aesthetic sensibilities. God, it's fucking guy. What are the valuable items that they're worth risking your life by going back to the manor? Never you mind. I am paying you to clear out the ruffians inside, not ask questions. Horgus glares at you for a few seconds before dropping his gaze. In any case, you will learn what this is all about just as soon as you clear the way to my study for me. So restrain your curiosity for now. You're not coming with me? The very notion. You think I hire guards to do my bidding just so I can put myself in danger along with them? No, no, no. I've taken on my fair share of risk already today. But all the same, you took the risk of coming here even though you were well aware of the danger. What is it that draws you here so strongly, like a moth to a flame? Camellia, that's enough. Oh, it seems I hit a sore spot. The girl quickly covers the smile that flickers across her face. All right, I understand. Well, get on with it. Or are you waiting for a special order? I shall await your signal. Oh, boy. Horgus pauses, and good luck in there, I suppose. All right, Horgus.
I was never good at stealth.
Time for exploring.
Try.
I can handle it.
Hey, don't choke yourself. Silly goose.
Are we in trouble yet? What's over there?
Blah, 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 blah.
Can't make the demons wait.
Ooh, that's a Cambion.
Beautiful.
All right. Let's give ourselves a little save, and we will step forward
Make every strike
and...
count.
Let's have some fun.
Yeah? You think? All right, let's just charge this guy. Oh, ooh, big miss. All right, a Cambion and an Abracondaloo. It's fine.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
All right then.
Out of my sight.
Oof. He sounded angry there.
The light take you.
What? Oh, that feels bad. When I unstealth her, it doesn't unstealth horse. Gotcha. I need to remember to unstealth horse.
You are today's sacrifice.
All right.
You won't survive me.
Okay.
Cover me, all right?
Stabby, stabby. Oh, no. Oh. Oh. Oh, the whiff. It hurts.
I will see to your demise.
Okay. Yes, fair enough.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Cool. Alright. Succeeded in shaking the target.
Go for their hearts.
And down. I'm so glad Camellia actually deals damage now. She doesn't deal like a crazy amount of damage, mind, but she does deal damage now. Masterwork Scimitar. Cool. Ooh, onion soup. Alright, we'll come back to this. I want to check this door real quick. Don't I have to use the things? Did we find that out? Copy recipe. Nice. Okay.
I am helpful, am I not?
Let's bring in Lan.
Tread lightly.
Chains, handcuffs, shackles, a collection to rival a prison. Wow. Ooh. Sickle of Falter. Whenever this +1 sickle lands a hit on an enemy, the target must pass a reflex saving throw, DC 11, or become staggered for 1 round. Cool. Collars of various sizes. A box filled with a variety of whips and floggers. Alright, Gwyrm, what exactly were you into?
What's that noise?
He's gonna be like real bad or something, isn't he? He's gonna be a demon in disguise or something. No, surely if he was, he wouldn't have like gone through the... He's just gonna like... He's gonna worship someone bad or something like that, you know?
Oh, quiet now? But how will they know I've arrived?
Tamer. I love that. How will they know I've arrived?
Let's see what we can do.
Pretty great.
Meditate on your
Actively.
mistakes. Might make you feel better. Endure this!
Nice. Okay. I was gonna say, there's someone behind this bookcase.
No glory without risk.
Yeah, no glory without risk, you say. Everyone just casually walks in. So do I. Like, what the fuck? Y'all need some haste in your life.
Make every strike count.
Ah, there's another Cambion. There we go. Can we get to him? We cannot. Not in a single easy turn. We can't get to this guy in a single easy turn. Not an attack. So we will just get right next to him, and hopefully he'll be dead, but if he's not, we'll attack of opportunity when he casts. Okay. Oh, going for Camellia.
I'll cut you wide open.
Oh, no, you will not. It's kind of hard for her to hit with her fighting defensive scenario. Okay, we've got...
Precision and grace.
He yells that and misses. Let's just try to hideous laughter this guy. Why not?
So, Kaya.
Nice. All right.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Okay.
Distract them for me.
Yeah, yoy. All right. Group is running well together. Masterwork scimitar, masterwork glaive. Scroll. Masterwork dagger. All right, we've got a whole library to loot here. Oh no. Here we go. Until recently, we knew this world as it was described in books and stories, a sewer torn apart by hyenas that separate us with nations and borders, oppress us with exhortation and lies, and assert their authority and power. However, someone else's hand rules these slaves who act like masters. It's a threat far more intimidating than a handful of arrogant fools. Our lands are secretly ruled by the most ancient creatures of Golarion, the inhabitants of the ever-dark depths, who know both past and future. People are led along paths they cannot see and do not have the power to leave, to an end known only to our hidden masters. Some insist that the signs are purely coincidental, but they point to a vast conspiracy. Only a fool can fail to see how the myriad coincidences weave into a great cobweb, or they have submitted their very will and sworn their allegiance to our unseen masters in the depths. Secret overlords, the essence of the world order. Interesting. Very Cthulhu-esque. Battle in the Valley of Fire by Lurus Aldori. Argon was knocked flat. He laid gasping, arms spread, a lump of rage rising in his throat. He remembered his dream, black soil, red ravens in the empty sky, their coarse croaks ringing in his ears like a taunt. Coral would never take Rostland. Never. Aldori sprang to his feet as if the blood-soaked soil was driving him forward. With a cry of rage, the Sword Lord rushed into the battle. The sky turned scarlet with blood as he furiously chopped off his enemies' heads. The scarlet horizon drew closer, and its roar nearly drowned out the sound of battle. Argon looked to the sky, and a fiery blast descended upon him. These were no ravens that circled above him. The fearsome breath of the red dragons of Coral melted the soldier's armor and turned living flesh to ash and dust. Oof. Oof. My goodness, that took a decidedly oof turn. Hey, oh, my. Okay, next book. On the nature of the divine, can a mortal become a god? Is the very idea blasphemy? We've read this one. Sunny Saren Ray, yeah, we've read this one. I remember the phrasing on that. In Search of Joy, Confessions of a Heretic. I take a deep breath and stand still. I long to absorb every moment of joy, inhale the evaporation of someone else's soul from their thickening blood. Excuse me. The border between reality and dreams fades. It seems that everyone beyond the wall can hear the throbbing in my head, but it is only my fantasy. Ringing silence fills the room. The fifth sacrifice has been made. My mistress, the most beautiful of goddesses, will be happy. I will take care of everything. Fragrant flowers, cut at the climax of their beauty, are now a part of the masterpiece which is worthy of Shellen herself. So what if the narrow-minded priest rejected me and my gift? I serve the never-fading rose herself, not the worms that bite into her stem and suck at her life-giving juices. It won't be long now before I finish my job. I've already found the material. Her eyes are gray and her hair is dark blonde. It's fading into the dirt. I will rewrite her destiny. Okay. Cooking Almanac of the Inner Sea by Jubilos Narthruple. We know the name, but I don't remember if we've read this or not. It is perhaps Avistan's most popular dish. In the capital of Sheliax, it is baked in a cheese crust and sprinkled with lemon juice. The local fishermen use a different cooking method in Kadira, which is on the opposite end of Avistan. There you will find it finely chopped and mixed cold ingredients. The exact origin of the dish remains unknown, but it is generally believed to have been invented by Andorran and spread across the globe by seafarers and pilgrims in Andorran. It's served as plain pâté in its most basic version. To prepare it, soak the herring in spiced marinade, then mince it into a spreadable paste. Add a mashed tart green apple, hard-boiled quail eggs, the freshest butter you can find, and half an onion. The list of ingredients may vary in the inland regions. In the region of Nirmathas, beef or lamb is used for this snack. I once tasted a highly original and equally highly disgusting version cooked with milk and mushrooms on the border of Druma. As when I read things like this, which by the way, I love lore like this, it's absolutely amazing. But when I read stuff like this specifically, it makes me think of Binging with Babish and him doing like, you know, recipes from movies or shows or things like that. And he occasionally does recipes from like video games. It would be really cool to see shit like that. Or it is really cool to see shit like that. It'd be really cool to see something like that from this game eventually one day. But I don't know that this game ever has like a big enough following to ever achieve something like that. Who knows? The Crusades as Seen by Ordinary Folk by Tullius Mara. Have we read this one? I do not think so. A story recorded by Tullius Mara from the words of Warren, a peasant from the village of Darkfords. Want to know why they call O'Ginty the Crusader? This is what happened. Ogar the farmer died, leaving 3 sons. The 2 older ones divided the land and lived their life, and Ginty, the youngest one, was a square peg in a round hole, as they say. He only knew how to bask under a tree and eat pies. What was he to do? Where could he apply himself? So he got a rusty old sword from the blacksmith's backyard, mounted his skinny horse, and rode off, over the hills and far away. Sooner or later he came to a castle. Inside it, there was a knight's wife sitting round waiting for her husband to return from the Crusades. So our Ginty sat down next to her, saying, "Fair lady, your husband is a great man, and you deserve all compassion. I am a crusader myself, and I used to fight the horrible spawn of the World Wound." And so he rambled. He sat behind the stone walls for a month, gained 10 pounds, became even more well-groomed, and in the end looked like a baron. But he grew bored of the knight's wife. She was always pale and sad and cried for days, praying to Sarenrae. So Ginty waved her goodbye and went on his way. He rode and saw a mill on a river, and a miller's wife, rosy cheeks plump as a partridge. Our Ginty cozied up to her, saying, "Lady Miller's wife, does your husband happen to be home?" "No, my good sir, last year the Fae dragged him into the river," she said. So Ginty invited himself to stay at the mill. He lay on the soft bed, eating pies, drinking beer, and walking around the village. He had some nerve, told everyone at the village tavern what a seasoned crusader he was. He feared no demon and promised to show them what's what. So one moonlit night, when he was huffing and puffing on the widow, my goodness, he felt her grabbing his back so strongly that he couldn't stand it. He looked down, and there she was, a crone, horrible like a skeleton, with a crooked nose, eyes like embers, and a hollow stomach, ribs sticking out, and claws instead of nails, stinking of ripened grave. Try as he might, Ginty couldn't get away. The crone held him tight, hissing, "Where are you going, my sweet crusader? Come on, put your bun in my oven." And she stuck out her long tongue and licked her rotten teeth. Somehow, Ginty wiggled away, leaving plenty of his skin and meat on her claws. He ran from the mill in a panic, ran all the way to the village, naked and bleeding. So he was running and yelling, "Demons, demons!" Well, the locals gathered up with their axes and pitchforks and came to the mill, but it was empty. The crone was gone. They did find an ugly corpse in the basement, though. They knew it was the miller's wife by her hair and clothes. That's when Ginty lost his mind. Now he sits under his brother's windows, staring into the distance, saying, "The demons are coming. The demons are coming." That's the only thing he'll say. Wow. Again, another piece of great, establishing lore. That's really good. I mean, it's not really lore, but it's like world building, basically. Prodigal Sons. "It's done," I said. Milliken studied me with narrowed eyes. "You look awfully clean," he said. "Where's the knife?" In answer, the first shouts went up from the inn. Fire! Screamed Ilna, and then other voices joined hers. In an instant, Milliken's entrepreneurial instincts took over, and he sprang for the door, tossing the crossbow aside. Outside, the roof of the inn was already smoking oily black against the sunset, aim licking through the thatching in the place. Flame, I'm assuming, licking through the thatching in places. With a scream of pain, Milliken ran for the creek. I looked to Fargus. Needing no further cue, we each grabbed up armfuls of supplies and sprinted off in the opposite direction. After 10 minutes of leaping brambles and ducked branches, we stopped to catch our breaths. Back the way we'd come, the smoke was still visible, though the sounds had faded to just the faint and frantic pealing of a church bell. I was close, Fargus said, leaning against a tree and breathing hard. Agreed, I puffed, staring down at the cloak full of bread that now made up our sole possessions. Then the sound of the bell reminded me of something. What you said back there, I asked. It said Shellen. Thought you were a priest of Desna. Fargus grunted. Man's faith is a personal thing, he said, tying up the cloak. Now shut up and keep running. And we did. Nice. Wait a momento. Okay. Cool. Guide for Travelers, Hunters, and Explorers of the River Kingdoms, Volume 5, Monsters and Beasts. Will-O-Wisp, an amusing, glowing ball which looks harmless and doesn't arouse any natural suspicion, pretends to be a guiding light into the marshes, but leads travelers to certain death. The agonizing fear of their victims is this monster's nourishing dinner. If you manage to resist their tricks, make sure you have some electrical protection. The monster electrocutes any visitors it fails to lure into terror. Nice. Buddy boy. Werewolf. Werewolves prefer to hunt in groups. Interesting. And attack lone travelers. It's entirely possible that a Verisian camp or troop could turn into a pack of bloodthirsty lycanthropes under cover of darkness. Ordinary weapons stand little chance against them, but a silver blade greatly increases your chances of survival. Primals. Powerful creatures of the primal realm occasionally visit this world for amusement. It's best to stay out of a primal's way. Don't fight it, it's extremely dangerous. But if a life is at stake, resort to cold steel. Cool. On the nature of the divine. See? Again. Repeats. I really wish there was a way in this game. You've got so many good books, so many interesting pieces of lore. There needs to be a way for me to track that I've read them or not. You know? I have read this one. Fairy Tales of Avistan. A long, long time ago, in a time before remembering, there was a furious god known as Rovagug, a terrible giant worm with 1,000 teeth and claws. He devoured every world in his path, one after another, but the great gods were displeased with the beast and delivered unto Rovagug their scourge. Many laid down their feuds to combine forces. Mighty Torag, brilliant Sarenrae, vicious Asmodeus, crafty Callistria, cold-blooded Pharisma, and many, many others. Together they faced Rovagug as he arrived to swallow Golarion. The goddess of the sun, Sarenrae, forbade Rovagug's death, and so the gods imprisoned the fiend in the ground, shackled and sleeping. Asmodeus himself would keep the keys to his bonds. The terrible monster remains there still, asleep in his prison. Whenever Rovagug rolls over in his sleep and scratches his back against his prison walls, the earth trembles, and volcanoes spit fire. Neat. Nice. Adventures of a Fearless Crusader, Briggy the Sausage Maker. I have definitely not read this one, because I would remember that name. By Berthamel from Pitax, the Sharp Word Publishing Company. For dinner, the wounded were served cabbage soup. This didn't surprise them in the slightest. They'd had the same dish for dinner for a week. The hospital's residents used to be lucky enough to get potatoes and even turnips sometimes. But about a month ago, the Knights of the Order of the Thrice Holy Shining Sun and Dissipating Darkness Scimitar of our beloved goddess Sarenrae accidentally shot a catapult the wrong direction and annihilated the cart of the farmer who supplied the hospital with those vegetal delicacies. Ever since, the wounded only had cabbage soup for dinner, occasionally with a bit of protein when the odd cockroach crawled into the pot. After enjoying their delightful meal, the wounded stuffed their smoking pipes with something which rather more resembled hay than tobacco. Their bad habits demanded the inhalation of some smoke or other after mealtime. But with these practical matters happily resolved, they fell to talking. "Which demon do you think is the most dangerous?" asked Wuzzlik the spearman, scratching the stub of his leg with the stub of his arm. "I think it's the Abracondalus. Those monsters are cunning and sneaky, almost like Varisians, and their teeth are even sharper. Look!" He illustrated his point for his comrades by holding up his remaining fingers, 2.5 of them. "It depends on the way you look at it," answered Grelgi the artillerist, though she could hardly look at it at all. Her eyes were covered with bandages. "Your Abracondalus are easy pickings, but Balors are different things. He hits you with his whip, and your eyes pop out." He waved her pipe energetically, casting its contents into Wuzzlik's face. While the latter was coughing and brushing himself off, Briggy joined the conversation. "Balors and Bracondalus are all right, I suppose, but I'd say there isn't a demon in the world scarier than a regular louse. Of course, the other demons can teleport places, but the louse doesn't even need to do that. Wherever you look, it's already there." Then he stuck his hand under his shirt, pulled out the subject of his speech from somewhere in his armpit, and demonstrated it to his friends. "You can run away from a big demon with a whip, but who can run away from lice? They sting everyone, from the foot soldier to the general. Even the queen herself isn't immune. Now, you might say it doesn't do much harm. After all, how much blood can one louse drink? But I'm telling you, think about how much soldier's blood they've drunk all together. It's gotta be a whole sea, wouldn't you think? More than all the demons in the abyss. And if anyone tells me a louse ain't a demon, then ha to them. Could a monster like that come from anywhere besides the abyss?" "Briggy, what you be making them sausages with?" I don't know about all that one, Briggy. I don't know about all that one. Shadows of Absalom by Pax Grumetra. Nuan Quantz peeped through a slit in the window shutter. The visitor was staggering on the porch. Nuan had promised himself many centuries ago that he'd never have to deal with halflings again, after the case of the clockwork head. Even the bleaching is better than some adventures. However, there was something disturbing in the visitor's appearance. Something was wrong. "What do you say, Kexi?" His assistant sat at the next window with yarn and knitting needles in her hands. "Look at his clothes. They're second-hand. He's a hobo." "He is, but you're not quite right. Look at his feet." Kexi looked, trying to make out at least something in the faint light of the lantern above the door. "Are those—" He was shackled. Rather than answering, the gnome stepped towards the door. "Shall need a doctor." As if to prove his words, the guest faltered and collapsed onto the knees, fell headfirst onto the doorstep. Interesting. 1,000 revolutions. For the third night in a row, I have dreamt of the Grey Gardeners knocking at my door. I cannot believe it is my turn, to be cut down by a blade washed in the blood of 1,000 revolutions, as a wave of popular outrage washes over me, as my head tumbles down the steps of the scaffold. We take up the sword, but by it all we shall perish. Once we struck down the Imperial scum, but now it is we who must face the blade. The insurgent beast called Revolution will never be sated. It needs new victims. This time it's my comrades and I. The cruelty of the hoarders in power echoes in the cruelty of the paupers, now intoxicated by their own freedom. We wanted change. Well, here it is. This is a country now of mad fanatics fighting their treacherous past every day. Former friends are today's foes. My workshop has been converted into a secret headquarters. If I could do it all over again, I would repair to my easel and refrain from the cause that has sent me down this path. All right. Ooh, we suffer from medium encumbrance. We got. Minus 100 pounds. What does medium encumbrance do? We have a slightly reduced travel period. Or travel speed. And we have a lowered fatigue period. Alright, that's interesting. Anyways, that is going to be the end of this video. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're going to keep playing. If you're watching on YouTube, hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.